So as we wait for Donald Trump in Cincinnati, we want to bring you this. There are new developments in the Hillary Clinton email scandal. As we're waiting for the speech on the left-hand side of your screen, there are documents that were obtained by the RNC that suggest that Clinton emailed classified information after she left the State Department. This was also asked for by Judicial Watch. It's been asked for by a number of organizations. In fact, Lieutenant General Michael Flynn, former director of the Defense Intelligence Agency and author of the new book, The Field of Fight, How We Can Win the Global War Against Radical Islam and Its Allies. General, good to have you here, as always. Let me get your thoughts on that before we go over to Donald Trump, because this is an important story, and it details the emails that Hillary Clinton sent after she left office that were classified after she sent them.
After the fact. I mean, after she left that role as the Secretary of State. So the fact that she had access to classified information is you know, raises an enormous number of questions. The type of classified information, and also just all of the nonsense, frankly, that we have heard coming out of her and all the people around her to try to, you know, block what is clearly, you know, against the law, against policies, against regulations, and frankly has really damaged our national security. And you know, to continue to use or to share classified information after she left the office, I mean, for what purpose? And
exactly.
what type? I mean, it's,
you know,
like,
I mean,
what's
there's
going
sort of
on?
two layers to this, as you point out. One is that she was sending classified information. It was classified after the fact, which she says exonerates her.
Well, classified after the fact, classified after she departed. So
classified
it was
after she sent it.
Yeah,
correct?
well, I mean, that I don't know that specifically, but if it's classified, it's classified.
And as Director Comey said, you are in a position where you should know it's classified regardless of whether or not it's marked that way. Right. But the question that came up for me is, what are they talking about? Why is Huma Abedin and Cheryl Mills and Jake Sullivan and all these people CC'd on this email that she's sending when she doesn't hold any official public office anymore, and they're discussing this stuff and sending it to each other.
And who's giving it to them?
And you look at the actual server name, which we've talked so much about, but just to see that email in print, hrod17@clintonemail.com. So that's the server part of that equation.
There is so much wrong about everything surrounding her time as the Secretary of State, and then now this new revelation, and everything when we're talking about the use of you know, publicly available capability, her email server and all this other stuff that she had in her home for government purposes, for highly sensitive government purposes, that is so wrong, and it is so damaging to our country's security. And I sit here and I know that, well, I hope that she is not above the law, because there are an enormous amount of people who go to work every single day in our government who protect that privilege to have that clearance to be able to operate in that world. And if they did, you know, a smidgen of what she did, they would lose it, and that means that they're losing their livelihood. All
right, let's turn our attention to Donald Trump, who's about to speak in Cincinnati, Ohio, and he's put together a string of these speeches, and he's going to continue to do that on policy. Yeah. Today, he will be talking about veterans issues, I would imagine. Last night, it was on immigration. You thought he did extremely well, you told me last night.
Yeah, I think that what we need to see, first of all, I think that his speech last night was a really great level of detail. I mean, the whole 10 points, how he laid it out, and how he continued to go back to really the principal message of, hey, we have to have a strong America here right at home. It's jobs, it's taking care of veterans, making sure that we're looking out for U.S. citizens first before we look out for all these illegal immigrants in our country. And I think that the devil in the details to be able to do all the things that are laid out in that. But this is a very complex system that we have, and it needs to be completely reformed. But the point is that if you're here illegally, it's illegal. You have broken the law. You know, the people that continue to say, well, these are undocumented, they're extending, they're overstaying their visas. They're here illegally. And so we have to make sure that we recognize what it is that we have in this country, because we have to take care of the other 300+ million people that we have here in the United States.
Yeah, we're going to.
And I think that the veterans, the veterans, at this speech today I think with veterans, that's a big category of those people that we have to take care of.
And I think it's worth pointing out that most of what he's talking about are laws that are already on the books.
Already on the books.
I mean, he's not talking about passing any new laws.
Right.
He's just talking about looking at the laws that are already on the books and enforcing them, which is a novel idea in many areas today. And that's just a fact. Thank you very much.
Follow the law.
It's good to have you here. Hope you'll stick around for a little bit while we watch this. Lieutenant General Flynn is also one lucky guy today. So how about that? He joins the ladies of Outnumbered, weighing in on the speech this morning, no doubt, and all of the pressing issues in the campaign as we are 68 days out. So that's at noon here on the Fox News channel.